Hello, everybody. It's actually not just me today. Mr. Moore is over at my computer because today's live session is going to be a little bit different. Today, you guys are actually going to be following along with me as I go through the process of adding Instagram story covers. So I have some really neat little slides that we're going to go through, and you're not going to see my face the whole time. But because of that, I'm also not going to be able to see your comments. So if you end up having any questions during the process of this little mini session, Mr. Moore is going to be here over on my computer to answer those questions or to shout at me and yell at me if I miss anything. So thankfully, he's sick today, but he's doing okay. You want to yell hi?
Hello.
So he is here. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. So the way that this is going to work today, sorry if I'm like looking around. I have so many windows up right now to be able to do this. The way that this is going to work today is you need to have two devices. You need to have one device to watch the stream on, and you also have to have a mobile device to do the action steps with. And it has to be done like on a phone or, sorry, my nose is running so bad because I'm still kind of sick. It has to be done on a phone or just on any mobile device where you can access Instagram. You absolutely cannot do this on a computer. So make sure that you have like another device. You've got a little less than 10 minutes to run, get on your desktop, get on your laptop. Otherwise, you're going to have to watch this later. Okay. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Deborah, K Field, Lily Tree. So we have a few announcemos this morning. The first announcement, obviously, is the P.O. Box. We have, how many packages do we have? Like 7 packages now, 6 or 7 that have come in, but we usually wait until we have 8 before we do our unboxing videos. I don't know why I'm so blurry all of a sudden. So we want to wait until we have at least 8 packages or the end of the month. So if you guys are waiting to send packages or if you have something on the way, you can expect those items to be in our next product video. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, be sure to go back to my channel and watch our funny Etsy like fan mail unboxing video, because that's where you can see that. And basically what we're going to be doing with those products is in the next few weeks, we're going to be buying some shelves that are going to go on the back wall once we have, because we only have a few products that are actually going to go on the wall right now, because so many of the products from last time are not wall worthy products. They're like keychains and things. But what we're going to do is decorate our back wall with the products that you send. That way they will be back here during live streams, during our videos, yada, yada, yada. But then those products that we don't end up giving away, or if you specify to us, or that are going on the wall, products that don't go on the wall, if you want us to give those away, just let us know. Or if it's not something that we think will fit on the wall, it will go into a giant combined giveaway. And I want to do like every few months, just a big giveaway where I create a giant care package full of Alpha community created gifts that will go to a specific member of the Alpha community. But we haven't figured out exactly how we're going to host that. We'll probably use Rafflecopter for the service. We just have to kind of accumulate enough to make it like a really big care package, because I don't want to give away like one little product at a time. I want this to be a big box of fun. So if you have a product that you want to send, whether it be for the wall, whether it be something personal for us, whether it be something that you want for the giveaway, the link to do that, or the P.O. box, is linked down below. So be sure to grab that. I know that we have a couple people who have things that are on the way. We're just waiting for those to arrive. So am I late or did it just start? Yes, it just started. So anyway, we hang out for 10 minutes before the stream starts. For those of you who are new, who are joining us for the very first time, this just gives everyone an opportunity to kind of get online, hang out, because it takes a few minutes for everybody to log on. So anyway, if you're just joining us, make sure that you have 2 devices on hand. You need to have one device to watch the stream on, one separate device like a phone or any type of mobile device where you can access Instagram. You have to have 2 separate ones, or else this training today is not going to work. Okay. Let me see. What was my second thing that I needed to talk about? Oh, and on my Instagram account, you guys may have noticed that lately I have been uploading different photos with reasons to dominate Etsy. It's part of our 31-day series, hashtag 31 days or 31 reasons to dominate Etsy. And basically what I'm doing is taking your guys' reasons that you need to dominate Etsy, whether it be like, I want to prove the haters wrong, or I want to be my own boss. And I'm taking those reasons and turning them into really cool photographics and posting them on Instagram with the hashtag 31 reasons to dominate Etsy. So if you want to participate in that movement, post a photo, post your reason that you would like to dominate Etsy, post your story, and if I like it, I will turn it into a photographic and add it into our collection. And you can also click any of those 31 reasons to dominate Etsy hashtags to see the full collection of those reasons. And if you don't have Instagram, which I don't know why you're watching this stream if you don't, but if you don't have Instagram, I'm also posting them on my Facebook page, which is titled Starla and the Handmade Alphas. I know that most of you don't know that the Handmade Alphas actually has a standard business page, but that's where I make announcements for, Q&As and when I have a new video up, yada, yada, yada. So be sure to post those if you want to participate in that little movement. Now, the reason that we're doing 31 days to dominate Etsy is there are 31 days in the month of May. And on June 1st, after our 31 days finish, the Handmade Alpha Academy officially opens for enrollment. I have been working an entire year on this course, and it has been 12 to 16 hours a day. We actually factored it up, and for me to be working, because I do take off weekends, so 5 days a week, it was 12 hours a day. Some days it's more than that, but we figured it would balance itself out a little bit. What did we factor? How much would I be being paid an hour? It was like 62 cents. 62 cents an hour. So yeah, it's been such a crazy journey. But the Handmade Alpha Academy will be opening for enrollment for just 10 days on June 1st. If you know what the typical price of Handmade Titan University is, you can expect similar pricing for Handmade Alpha Academy with a very similar discount, but only if you're on my email list. So you need to make sure down below this video, there's a link to join the Handmade Alpha VIPs. Right when you join, you get my free ebook. Most of you are already on the list, but if you're not, you're going to cry if you're not on that list. Okay. Like that's all I can say. If you don't get on the list, you're going to miss out on something really, really big. All right. Hi, y'all. Oh, okay. Let's see. Whoa, Camouflage Mark. He's very sick today. He's over here. He's hanging out, but he is very, very sick, and he's going to be reading your comments out loud because the majority of today's video is going to be screen capped. So let me see. Oh, we have 2 minutes left. And I wanted to tell you a funny story about this week. Some of you may have saw my Instagram story or Renee Christine's Instagram story, which if you haven't, it's still up. If you look for Starla K Moore on Instagram, we were up late on Sunday night, video chatting back and forth. It was so funny. And before we got off video chat, it was like 10:30 at night. Renee sent me one more message after I thought we were off tonight. And we were both in our pajamas, but I still had my hat on that I always wear, my beanie. And she got on one last time, sent me one last video message that said, by the way, I like your hat. And I messaged her back and I said, thank you. I said, if I don't respond to this, then you'll think that I'm not okay with you liking my hat. And then she responded again and said, well, now I have to respond to that because I feel like if I don't, then you're going to think that I don't think that you think that I like your hat. And it went on way longer than it should have when we both should have been in bed. So late night conversations with Renee, that's how it goes. But it's because we're working on something super duper awesome. If you're not on my email list, you won't get to know about it. So be sure to join that below. All right, guys, it is noon on the dot. So I'm going to share my screen with you and we are going to get ready to learn how to upload your very own cover photos for your Instagram story highlights. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, let me go ahead and pull it up on my Instagram real quick for anybody who doesn't know what I'm talking about. I'm new, but have Instagram and an Etsy shop. Yes. This is one of those things that I honestly it took me so long to figure out how to do it. Let me see if it'll show. All right, do you see? It'll take a second to adjust. Do you see my Instagram story highlights right here? How they all have their own custom little thumbnails. You can also see these live in action if you go to Starla K Moore on Instagram. I'm going to be teaching you how to create your own, and it took me like 2 hours to figure out how to do this. I thought that it was just something that you quickly uploaded and it was super easy, and it ended up being like this big long process. And I thought to myself, well, Starla, you're 26 years old. If it took you this long to figure it out, I know for a fact that it's going to take a lot of our alphas like a really long time to figure it out. I was getting so mad, and I finally had to Google it. And then when I Googled it, even like all the steps that other people were doing weren't updated with some of the apps that you have to use in order to do this. So this is the most updated, most recent version of how to create your own Instagram story covers. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you real quick. And as of right now, you're not going to be able to, let's see, I won't be able to see the chat anymore, Mr. Moore. So if you would, okay. Thank you. Thank you. Give me 1 second, guys. This is, I wish that it would just let me share. Okay, can you guys see? Let me know if they can see, baby. I can't see anything. Okay, can you see? Oh, okay. Just let me know if you can see. You can see? Okay, great. All right, guys. So we're going to be learning in 4 easy steps. There's actually kind of, ooh, let's hide. There's actually some sub steps to each step. So make sure that you have a separate device in hand. You need to make sure that you're watching this stream from one device and that you have your phone or any other device that you can access Instagram in your other hand, okay? And you cannot do this on Instagram from a computer. You have to be on a mobile device. This is your last warning. If you need to grab one, go run. Okay, so now, we're going to be learning how to create custom Instagram story covers, and it's super duper easy. But in order to do this, step 1, you're going to need to download the Canva app. This is what we are going to be using to design. My microphone is in front of my slides and I can't read them. You're going to need the Canva app to design your Instagram stories. So I'm going to give you a minute to go ahead and download the Canva app if you don't already have it. Now, some of you may be asking, can I do this from a computer? Because you can access canva.com from a computer. But the template that we're using today can only be accessed from the app. So you have to make sure that you have the Canva app. Run and grab that real quick. All right. Mr. Moore, do we have any questions? Is anyone freaking out yet? All right.
They're not going to hear what you just said for like 45 seconds. There's like a 45-second lag.
All right. I'm giving you guys a head start. Dun, 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 download the Canva app. Dun. Sorry for everyone who already has the Canva app. You're going to be really bored for the next few seconds. But I know that it's going to take a couple people a while. I wish I had more funny stories to tell while we're waiting. Other than my hilarious story about Renee complimenting my hat and getting stuck in a game of hot potato over the app. We use this app called Marco Polo, where you can send very short video messages back and forth. And it's really convenient because most of the time when she needs to message me about something, she's like on her treadmill and she can't like stop everything that she's doing to type out a message. It's just a lot easier. So that's a fun app if anyone needs something fun to chat with family or business associates. All right, guys. So does everyone have the Canva app? Are you good? Is it downloaded? Comment below if you have the Canva app downloaded. Let me know. Just say yes. Yes, I have it. And then we'll move on to the next slide. Otherwise, this is going to be a really long process. Though Friday Q&As are usually about 2 hours long, so this is probably still going to be shorter than 2 hours. What do we got, sweetie Pook?
Downloading, got it.
Yes, downloading. All right, guys. So we'll go ahead and move on to step number 2, and I will talk very slowly for those who are still catching up. Okay. Or if you're just writing it down, maybe grab a piece of paper. That might make it a little bit easier, or just watch the replay. I guess that would work too. All right. Step number 2. what you need to do is open up the Canva app, and there's going to be a ton of different templates for the Canva app. However, you need to make sure that you're looking for your story. See where it says your story right here? You'll have to scroll through a bunch of different templates for Facebook and Instagram and yada, yada, yada. Find the one that says your story templates, but then click see all and choose one of the templates that is very simple, because you have to delete everything off of it. That's the only way that this is going to work.
A lot of people are saying, got it.
All right.
Give us enough time. A couple people are still downloading.
All right. So I'll give them a second to go in, because I got to kind of wipe my snotty nose. Find your story templates. Pick one of the templates that is super duper simple. Like there's barely anything on it. For example, the ones with the photos, I don't recommend grabbing those. Try to find one that doesn't have a photo on it. Grab one that's just super simple. I think the one that I used, let me pull it up on my own phone. The one that I used was like a mustard color, and I think it said like happy birthday on it or something like that. Or is it? Oh, it says, may all your wildest dreams come true. Happy birthday, Kim. And it's like a mustard color. That's the one that I used. And it seemed the easiest to delete all the junk off of. So let me know when you have your template picked out and the items on your template deleted. Post in the comments.
Said, hello, I'm late. What's the app name?
Canva. The app name is Canva. So download Canva, open it up, go to your story, click see all, and then pick one of the very simple templates. I recommend the one that's mustard color. It's in row 3, photo number 1, and it says, may all of your wildest dreams come true. Happy birthday, Kim. Let me know in the comments if you have everything deleted from your template. And to do that, all you have to do is click on the items, and it'll kind of like highlight them, and then there will be a little trash can icon that will appear at the very top. So let me know in the comments once you have everything deleted from your template. Are they looking good? Are they getting everything deleted?
I don't have a your story, only Instagram, Facebook cover photo, etc.
All right, if you don't have your story, are you using a mobile device? Because there are a lot of different templates. If you're not seeing one that says your story, you may not be, because it should say Instagram post, Facebook cover, square social media graphic, photo collage, poster, flyer, invitation, card, Twitter post, Twitter header, blog banner, YouTube thumbnail, YouTube channel art, and then your story. So you're going to have to scroll to find it. It's a little ways down, okay? If you don't have it, you might need to rewatch this video because it's got to be done on a phone, and it should be on there, especially if you just downloaded the app, okay? Does everyone have it?
Quite a few people saying done, ready.
All right.
A couple people with slow internet, but.
All right. So if we're moving ahead of you, just go ahead and rewatch the video, because I think that a majority of people are ready to go. All right. So once you've deleted everything from your template by clicking on all of the items and clicking the little trash can icon on the very tippy top, we're going to go ahead and delete everything from the template, and then click the background and choose the color that you want. And this is going to be the color of your actual icon. So your cover photo's background color. For example, for the Handmade Alphas, I did mine black. And that fits my branding colors. So you're going to want to choose a color that fits your branding colors, okay?
One person said there's blank template in the story on my device.
Yeah, on some of them, there will be the option for blank template, but I've noticed that I think that's only on iOS. I've noticed that on Android, one of the big problems I'm seeing in a lot of blog posts is that the blank template is not available on, and I think that it might be iOS versus Android. So if you're on iOS, you might have different options than what I'm saying. So if you have the option for a blank template, that will certainly make it easier. But if not, just delete everything from the template. It's just as easy and just as quick.
Somebody said, I hope this will be replayed on that.
Yes, there will be a replay. If you're worried about the not being able to keep up, or if you're having tech issues, there will be a replay. So
no blank template on that.
yeah, Androids, sorry guys, I'm drinking water because I'm still sick. Android probably will not have the blank template. So you're going to have to use one of the templates that already has stuff on it and then delete. And then you're going to choose whatever color that you want. Okay. So let me know in the comments once you have your background color selected. Let me know, let me know, let me know. Obviously, I'm picking black for this one. I actually haven't done this for my Art by Starla Moore page for my actual Etsy shop Instagram. I've only done it for my personal Instagram because I just learned how to do it. So I wanted to make sure that I made this video very quickly. Plus, I needed a topic for Friday. All right. Are we looking good? Everybody pretty much, other than the few.
People have said done so far.
Only 4. All right. Type in the comments if you're done.
There's quite a few.
Otherwise, we're just going to have to
Should
sit
be good
here.
now.
Okay. Mr. Moore says that we should be good now. All right. Are we ready? Okay. So next up, we're going to go ahead and move on to step number 3. Are you ready? This is where things are going to speed up. So make sure that you've got your clicker fingers on. Step number 3, you're going to click the bottom little plus sign button on the bottom right. You're going to click select graphic. From there, you're going to scroll through those graphics until you get to the circles, okay? You're going to choose one of the round graphics. So scroll through until you find the round graphics and choose one, okay? And the instructions are on the slide if I spoke too fast for you. And then just for an example of what this will look like once you pick one, it should pop up on your screen like this. And then from there, you can use your fingers to kind of drag it around, size it. This is the one that I chose, but just make sure that the perimeter of the circle isn't cut off on the sides. If you notice, I left just a little bit of room on the edges. So when you drag that, just make sure that nothing is cut off. Otherwise, it will look cut off when you upload it to your Instagram story highlights, okay? So let me know when you have found your circle. And the circles, honestly, you don't really need the circles, but it makes things a lot easier for sizing purposes once you actually get into the meat of this. So just choose whatever one you want. You also have the option to change the color of your circle if you want to maybe do like a hot pink background. Oh, you want some water, sweetie? Okay. He's still very sick. You can change the color of your circle. Right now, I just kept mine at white because I like the black and white. But if you can see the little pencil icon, you can choose any color for your circle. So let me know in the comments once you have your circle ready.
Got it. It's hard to keep up with because all their commenting are done and got it.
Okay.
So it's hard to tell, okay, one person said got the circle. One person said, what about transparency?
Don't worry about, well, you could do transparency if you wanted to. That's just going to make it a little bit more opaque. It's going to kind of make it faded, but it doesn't matter. I personally, because it's such a small size and such a small resolution, you have to consider that these story highlights are showing up itty bitty. You don't want to add too much detail into these. Otherwise, people aren't going to be able to see what they are. So I would recommend if you do it, don't fade it out too much. Otherwise, it's going to be really, really hard for people to see. Okay. So let me know. Is everybody good? Everyone looking good? Everyone got
the circle.
Perfect. All right. Everybody's got their circles. If not, go ahead and just watch the replay. Next thing, we are going to design our cool little story highlight. So first thing that you want to do is click the plus sign again and click graphic again and then search for a graphic. So for example, here I searched for a paw print. Now, obviously, some of these you need to pay for, but you do not need to pay for all of them. And you're able to change the color of these. So if you don't like something just because, like, for example, some of these paw prints are pink, you can change the color of them. So color doesn't really matter that much. Now, one thing that I would recommend for your product-based businesses is maybe do one that says like, maybe like new collection or new, where you could showcase brand new products. Or you could do maybe like fun and do something from your personal life. You could do studio and show pictures of you creating products or your office. You could do work in progress and do pictures of you working on products. So just think of an icon that would be cute for that. A couple examples might be a play button. So you could type in video and find a cute little play button. You could type in an animal. There's a couple different little animals. And if you just hate all of these, if you hate everything, you can't find one that you like at all, another option that you can do, if you have a PNG file, which means a transparent background, like small graphic that you would like to upload yourself, you can save it to your phone's gallery, which is what I did for the Handmade Alpha logo. And then you can just upload that directly, and then you don't have to pay for it. Some examples of places where you can get some free graphics with no backgrounds. I recommend going to pixabay.com. Sweetie, could you type that in the comments for me? P-I-X-A bay.com. You can go to pixabay.com and then sort through vectors and graphics. There should be an option on the search bar to find different images. And then you can just find the vector that you want for your Instagram story, download it, save it to your phone. To do that, I usually send the file to Facebook Messenger, and then I save it direct from Facebook Messenger, and that usually works. And then from there, you can just upload it straight into Canva. But if you do that, you might have to rewatch this video because we're probably going to move on before you have the chance to go through. So for now, what I would recommend is just save something random. Maybe look for the Instagram logo. You could just do like, you know, as an experiment, just type in something random to find any little photo that you could add to your graphic. And then you can always come back to this because ultimately you're going to be creating quite a few of these story cover photos because you're going to want more than one story highlight. These are like little places where your Instagram stories don't go away. So these are the important messages that you want new visitors to know about you and your shop. It could be news. It could be, you know, what your brand is all about. It could be who you are. So just think of something fun. Maybe just like a little heart for now, if that would make it easy. And then you don't have to pay money for it if you don't want to. Okay. So let me know in the comments once you have a graphic, whether it be a permanent graphic or just one that you want to use for now, just for the sake of playing with this. You can always go back later and add something different. For example, in this one, I chose the little pink paw print for the Handmade Alphas, and I customized the colors to be kind of a light gray with a blackish gray border, like a darker gray border. And this is the one that you can actually see on my Instagram account right now. Okay. So let me know in the comments if you have this.
Quite a few people said ready, got the graphic.
Cool.
I think I got it.
All right, we're hearing a lot of people saying that they got it. If not, just go ahead and rewatch the video. All right, next up, we're going to save it by clicking the share button in the top right corner. Now, a bunch of options are going to pop up to share it on Facebook and share it on Instagram and share it here and share it there, share it on Pinterest, whatever apps you have on your phone. Ignore all of that. Right when you click share, after this little purple and kind of greenish teal loading screen goes away, you can close out Canva. You don't have to share it to Instagram or do any of that. You don't need to do a single thing after it's saved, because after this little loading screen goes away, it's already saved to your device's photos, okay? So let me know. Let me know when it's saved. Are we saved? Is everyone saying saved? I saved it.
A lot of people have already said done.
Okay.
Graphic work in progress, got it, done.
Done, 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 done,
A few
done.
people haven't technical. Okay.
All right.
You should be good.
Okay. So let's go ahead and move on. Now, I have a disclaimer. For this to work, we have to do this all together. So grab your phone and open Instagram right now, because if you do not have your story archives turned on, this will not work. And I'm going to tell you exactly how to do that. Okay. This is like one of the main mistakes that I made. And more than likely, your story archives are already turned on, because I think they're turned on by default, but we need to make sure because this is one of those things that goofed me up when I first started. Okay. So what we're going to do, everyone all together, grab your phone, open Instagram, and go to your profile. You can do this by going to the bottom right corner, and you'll see a little picture of your profile thumbnail for, your actual profile picture. So go to your profile. Then once you have your profile opened, go to the top right corner, and there's going to be 3 little dots. Okay. So click the top right icon with the 3 little dots. Okay. It should be in the upper right hand corner. Next thing that we're going to do once you have that opened, it should open up your options. When you're in your options, scroll down into account, and you're going to see an option called story settings within account. So go ahead and click on story settings. All right. Once you have story settings open, look down, scroll down a little bit to the area that says saving, and make sure that save to archive is turned on. As long as it's turned on, this will work. If it's not turned on, this will not work. Okay. So check it. Make sure that save to archive is turned on. All right. Let me know if everybody's got this. Type in the comments if you have it.
Said mine's on. The other one said clicked it.
Okay. So your save to archive is on.
Some people are just not clicking save.
Okay. I'll give you guys a minute to make sure. I feel bad for everyone who's watching the replay. They're like, ah.
Story control, no story setting.
There's no story settings. It should be under account. There's going to be photos of you saved and then story settings. It should be right above edit profile. Okay. You're going to open up story settings. It's going to take you into a couple.
People said
Got it. It's going to take you into your story settings, and you're going to choose save to archive. Make sure that save to archive is turned on. All right. Okay. Now, assuming that everybody's done that and everyone has their beautiful cover photo saved, we can go ahead and move along to step 4, right? Everyone good? Everyone ready? Okay. Step number 4. We're going to open Instagram. You should already have it open. And then you're going to go into your Instagram story feed, like where you can see everybody else's pretty pictures, where everyone else is posting their photos. You're going to swipe right. Now, if you swipe right and nothing happens, close the app out completely, like close it out, get rid of it, and do it again. And when you do this, your camera should turn on and you should see a beautiful picture of your own lovely face smiling back at you. I'm doing this personally right now, and I see a lovely photo of my own double chin because I'm holding my phone below me, which is usually how we feel when we accidentally turn on our cameras, right? It's always at the most unflattering angle ever. Here, I'll post the picture in my story timeline so you can see what I'm seeing. Okay, I'm going to post it in my...
To the right of edit profile.
Mr. Moore is reading your comments.
To the right of the edit profile looks like a screw on my phone.
That might be it. Yes. If it looks like a screw, that might be it. You might have a screw for edit profile in place of the 3 little dots, but it's as long as you're going to your options. Okay. So you're going to go into your story timeline where everyone's posting their pretty pictures and swipe right to open your stories or to post a story, and it will take you into your camera. Okay. You should see a beautiful photo or a beautiful view of your own face smiling, hopefully, or annoyed. You might be annoyed with my voice right now since I keep repeating the same thing over again. And then after you have your story opened or your camera open to take a picture of your story, you're going to click the bottom left icon to open up your photos. Okay. It's going to go into your camera roll or your gallery. And the very first picture that you should see is your beautiful little cover photo. Okay. Let me know when you see your cover photo. Do they see their cover photos? Say, I see my cover photo.
Somebody said 3 seashells, question mark.
3 seashells? I have no idea what you could be seeing that looks like 3 seashells. It should look like 3 little dots. See this?
People saying I see it. A couple people said I got it.
Okay. All right. So click on the story cover photo and you're going to add it to your stories. Okay. So just click it, add it to your stories. Okay. You're going to have an option to add it to your stories. Now it has to remain in your Instagram stories for 24 hours. So people who actually watch your stories are going to just see like this picture, this random picture with no context. That's okay. It's only going to be in your stories for 24 hours, but
Said right swipe from which screen?
right swipe from your actual Instagram timeline where you can see everybody else's pictures, like where people are posting your actual Instagram feed where you know, can
people say I see my photo.
Okay. And then you select your cover photo and then you upload it to your stories. Okay. Has everybody got it? Let me know if you got it. Select your cover photo, add it to your stories. Now, anytime you want to take pictures for your Instagram stories, now you know how to do it. You just swipe right. It's going to open up a camera, and then you can take fun pictures that only last for 24 hours, unless you add them to your highlights. And your highlights are the cool little stories that show up direct on your profile. Today, we are creating cover photos to go on those neat little stories.
For some reason, mine isn't showing up. My picture isn't in my camera roll.
If your picture isn't in your camera roll, you might want to look and see what folder your downloaded images are saving to. We can troubleshoot this in the Facebook group later. If you guys aren't a member of the Handmade Alpha Facebook community, that's linked down below. If for any reason, like you're really, really stuck on this and you need help, then go ahead and post your questions in there after the stream, because
I'm stuck here for some reason. I have the pic, but no option to add the stories.
You have the pickup, but there's no option to add the stories. Like I said, if you guys are having problems.
Person said on iPhone you need to save the photo to your photos.
Okay, a lot of people said on iPhone you need to save your photo into your photos, your cover photo into your photos. Like I said, guys, I'm doing this on Android. So if you're having trouble with it, just for the sake of time, just go ahead and post in the Handmade Alpha Facebook community when we're done. There will be a replay. This isn't going anywhere.
Alice Arnell said, no, all I get when I add it to my cover story, it just shows the template with no photo in it.
Okay. Like I said, we're going to go ahead and keep it going, and we will answer questions in the Facebook group. Okay. Let's go ahead and move on. For anyone who is kind of stuck right now, that's okay. Join the Handmade Alpha Facebook community down below. After this video ends, I will go into the group and do my best to answer your questions. And for those of my Apple users, please help those who have Apple devices figure this out, because I don't have an Apple device and some of your icons are obviously different than my Android. Okay.
Some people are getting it.
Yeah, some people are getting it, some people aren't. So I think that some of your settings just might be a little bit different than others. So like I said, just post in the Handmade Alpha Facebook group. Everyone help each other, make an agreement to help each other so we can get moving. Okay, so next, you're going to open your stories. So to do this, go back into your Instagram feed, like your main Instagram page where everybody's posting. And then in the top left corner, you should see like a bunch of profile pictures of different people that you follow. Click those, and those are going to open up your story. Or you can go into your own, obviously you need to click your own picture. Or you can go to your own profile by clicking the bottom right photo of yourself or whatever your thumbnail is saved as. And then click your own profile picture, okay? That's going to bring up your stories. Now, obviously, they're going to start going by very fast because they only last for a second. So open up your stories. And once you get to the photo, because it's going to kind of scroll through all of your story photos, once you get to your actual thumbnail, what you're going to do is click the little heart icon in the bottom right corner that says highlight, okay? It should have like a little heart and it should say highlight. You can see it on the bottom right corner of my screen down here, okay? You're going to click that little highlight button. Let me know when you got it. Let me know when you got it. All right. So once you click the highlight button, you're going to choose Add to Highlights. Now you can see that I already have Studio and Academy. So these are the two highlights that I already have, but I want to create a new one. I'm doing Studio, Academy, and Live because I'm doing this little play button so I can start telling you guys on Instagram when I'm about to go live. So I'm going to create one that says New and Live. Now, this is how you're going to do this every time you want to add a story. And you want to make sure that you have like a bunch of different story highlights. Don't just do one. Do a couple different subtopics. Like I said, you could do work in progress. You could do new, like new products that you have. You could do like fan photos or customer photos. You could do personal photos. You could just like call it fun and do, personal pictures of you with your family or you hanging out this summer. All right. So after you click new, you're going to go ahead and name it. So for this one, I called it live because this is the highlight that I'm creating for my live videos. Let me know when you have this. I'll go ahead and wait for a minute to make sure that you guys are caught up.
A couple people have already said got it. Got it.
Okay. Everybody got it. And you've named your highlight. All right. So after you name your highlight, it seems like most people are already up to date here. Next, you're going to return to your profile after you've uploaded it. From there, you're going to hold your finger over your story highlight to edit the highlight. So for example, the one that says live, I would just take my finger and lightly press down on it. Okay? Just lightly press it. And what that's going to do is it's going to bring up this pop-up. I'm going to choose to edit the highlight. And from there, I'm going to position this center. If you got this pretty well centered on your own, it might look fine. For example, this one I didn't need to position, but my other ones that I did, for example, the one that says Academy and Studio, they were really off center and they just weren't sized very well. So I needed to kind of play with them a little bit to get them even. So to do that, you're just going to push your finger down on the highlight that you want to edit very lightly. Click edit highlight, and then you're going to edit cover and position your little icon where you want it. So you want it to be like dead center, and then you're going to save it. Okay. And that's it. And then you just repeat the process and add as many different story highlights as you want. You're going to hover your finger over it, very gently click it. Going to click edit highlight. And you're going to position your cover photo by clicking edit cover. Let me know if everybody's got it, and then I will get off of this screen capture mode because I feel really silly right now.
Nobody yet.
Let me know. Say success if you did it. Success! I did it. See what a complicated process this was? Now, one thing that I will say is this will...
One person said add next one question.
Add next one? You can add more. You can do more.
Got it. Success.
Success. And then you just repeat the process until you have a bunch of pretty little cover photos like this. And I think that you can add up to 4, I believe. I'm still trying to think of one to add. I've got 3 so far. I don't know what to add for the other ones. So you guys should let me know down below. What do you want to see in the life of Starla? I've got updates on live streams. I got information about the Handmade Alpha Academy. I've got one for silly photos that we take down in our studio, usually just of the pets or us goofing off. That's my plan for that one. But I need one more topic. So
when we add new photos to this section, they go behind it.
Yeah. Honestly, I've had some photos pop up in front of it and I've had some photos pop up behind it. So if you go to my profile, if you want to like kind of see how it looks, my profile, obviously you can see it on screen. It's Starla K Moore. If you click on live, you see that for some reason, the very first photo that pops up is my play button, but then you get the notification about learn how to make your own IG cover highlight. But then it goes straight to Academy where it says, want me to be your Etsy coach? Handmade Alpha Academy enrollment starts June 1st. But then it plays through my actual like logo again, like my story cover. So I don't know how it orders them. Sometimes it puts them behind the story highlight cover photo, and sometimes it puts them in front of it. But honestly, since they only play through for a minute, I don't see it as being a big deal. All of the big Instagrammers are using these, story highlight cover photos. So I don't think that it's anything that's going to distract from, because most people see it and they know what it is. They say, okay, here's her cover photo. And then they just move on to the next one. So, all right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and stop screen sharing here so I can see some of your comments. Boop. And where are we? Where is my window? Don't mind all the stuff on the screen. No, don't stop broadcast. Stop screen sharing. Hello, everyone. Oh, let me make sure that I see your guys' chat here. Where is it? Where are
Put
you?
it on the right side of the screen.
I found it.
You closed it.
I found it. I found it, sweetie. It's down here. All right. You guys like my old lady impression? All right. Success. Okay, so let me go over. If you guys have any questions, now would be the time to go ahead and ask those. Now that I'm actually able to see them, I can see your questions now, and Mr. Moore can continue playing his. What are you playing? A racing game on his phone because he's very sick. He's in his pajamas and he's very sick. All right. Are these permanent stories until you delete? Yes, these are permanent. So all of the fun stuff that you want to be on your account for more than 24 hours, in your stories, because stories work just like Snapchat. They're there for 24 hours and then they disappear. But if you want something to stay on your account for longer than that, you just pick which highlight you want it in, and you can categorize all your highlights into cool little sections so your followers can kind of browse through and see what they want. So for example, if you guys wanted to see, what's going on live this week, you would go to my live story highlight and click on that one. And for like today, I did this one. So I would just go in and delete this week's, the one talking about, watching this stream since it's already over. I'll just go in and then next week I'll add whatever next week's topic is to that particular highlight. So anytime you want to add a permanent story into your highlights, when you add that story, you're just going to go into your stories. Like, let me wait until it'll focus in. It just takes a second. Focusing. Come on. All right. You'll just go into your actual stories. There's me and Renee. And you'll go back into the highlight with the little heart button, and you can choose where to add it to a highlight, which highlight you want to add it to. So every time that you want to add one, just go back into your stories, click highlight, and then choose the highlight folder that you want it to end up in. Okay. That was complicated. Thanks for the help. Yeah, I was not anticipating it to be as difficult as it was. Canva made it a million times easier, thankfully, but I was really frustrated trying to figure out how to do it. But now you also have the Canva app on your phone. So if you go back into that story template, you can create and save stories. If you don't want to just use it for creating like your highlight covers, you can create Instagram stories. Like if you don't want to take actual pictures for them, you can design your own graphics now in Canva. So you've got that on your phone already if you ever want to use it for that purpose. If not, and you're happy with all of your cover photos and you want to save space on your phone, just create all of your story highlights and then delete the Canva app, and you don't have to deal with it taking up space on your phone. But honestly, I'm going to leave it on there because I want to create my own fun little graphics on there. So how many pictures can you have in your stories? I'm actually not sure. I don't know if there's a limit, because I've seen some people who have like 20 or a lot, maybe not 20 exactly. But I'm not sure offhand. I know that you can have quite a few though. I'll be able to watch on the computer, bigger screen, and mess with the teeny tiny phone buttons. Yeah, definitely. Fat fingers. I love using my stories for customer picks, and I add links to items that they're wearing. That is a great idea, Jacqueline. And Jacqueline has really, really great stories. Like I always love watching her Instagram stories. So if you want like an example, if you've never used Instagram stories for your business, go follow the Wicked Griffin and look through her stories when she posts them, because she's got really, really great story examples. Jacqueline, do you have any up right now currently? I guess I could look, but I figured it'd just be faster to ask you. Do you have any stories up right now that they could look at for example's sake? So you make a story that posts for the first 24 hours and then can save it as a highlight? No. So you can save it as a highlight right when you post it, okay? If you don't post it within that 24-hour window, it will just disappear. But it will save into your photo archives, which is what we turned on earlier. How do you access your archives? I think you access your archives by swiping. I can't even remember. I can't remember how to get into archives. Someone remind me how to get into my archives. See, I'm not as tech savvy as you guys think. Okay. I can't remember offhand, but it does save all of your old stories somewhere if you have your archives turned on. It's easier to just upload the photo and then immediately go back into your stories, watch through your stories, click the little heart button, and then choose which of your highlight folders you want to put it in if you want it to stay on your profile for 24 hours or for longer than 24 hours. If you don't want it on your profile forever, then just and you only want it there for 24 hours, then just don't add it to a highlight folder. Just leave it, wherever, or delete it from your highlights. All right. I finally got it. I had to change the center graphic. Awesome. I tried centering, but image disappeared and only shows when highlight is playing. Okay, Cameron, I had the same thing happen to me where the whole graphic disappeared and it was just like a blank screen when I actually uploaded it to my highlight. Close out Instagram, close out Canva, and try it over again. I had to try it 3 times. So if for any reason your cover photo, when you upload it, it's just showing up blank, just delete everything, delete it, and start over. You don't have to delete it from your photos. Just re-upload it into your story highlights, and it should work. Okay. So that's the only way to go about doing that. You don't have to re-upload it into your highlights. Just close out Instagram, go back into your stories, click the heart button again, and try to read it again. You can also try to just go back, hover your finger over it, push it down, click edit highlight, and then recenter it. And that also helped a little bit. Mine was really buggy too when I first added it. So if you're having that problem, you can usually play with it for a few minutes and figure it out. Let's see. Jacqueline has a lot of highlights right now. So be sure to go to The Wicked Griffin and look at her highlights because she has super duper cool one. Let's see. Canva ain't that big in memory. No, it doesn't take up a lot of space. It's totally worth having on your phone. I like it. Joy Love Paper, I'm late. Oh, that's okay. You can watch the replay because most of this was me just saying the same things over and over again, waiting for everybody. It would probably be faster, actually, for you to watch the replay and then fast forward through me waiting. Let's see. Claudia, you can add links in your stories when you have 10,000 followers. That's so annoying, Jacqueline, because I don't have 10,000 followers because I just now started using my personal Starla Instagram for the alphas because I've only had the alphas for like a year. And I just now started using it kind of like for the alphas. Otherwise, it was just like my workout pictures and stuff. So I've only got like I think I've only got like 1,000 something followers on this account. Yeah, 1,485. So go follow Starla and maybe someday I'll get to 10,000 followers and I'll be able to actually put links to my live streams and things in my highlights. But until then, I'm stuck. All right, let's see. Insta stories are at the top of your page with a watch symbol. Yes, they will all pop up right at the top, or you can just go to your profile if you don't want to scroll through and find your stories. Let's see. I have a long way to go to 10,000. Don't worry, me too. I'm nowhere near there. You can save your stories as a post to later. Yes, you can. All right, guys, does everyone have it? Did everyone figure it out? Are we all creating awesome Instagram stories? If you follow me real quick at Starla K Moore, I will go and I will look at your Instagram stories and check out your new cover photos to see what beautiful things you've created. So let me know, or just like one of my posts and your name will pop up in my notifications, and then I'll go and look to see how you've designed your own beautiful cover photos. Thanks for the explanation, Starla. I didn't even know this function existed. I didn't either. I saw like all the big Instagrammers doing it, and I was so confused. I was like, how are they getting this? And I knew how to like make a thumbnail with my stories. Like I'd take a picture of myself and I could put that in a thumbnail, but I wanted them all to be branded and cohesive and pretty. And I couldn't figure out how to do it. So it took me like 2 hours to figure it out, but I finally figured it out. So let's see. Jenny Hopkins added me. Thank you. I can't wait to see your Instagram stories. Let's see. Oh, wow. I do have one. Is whoever owns Hidden Message, are you here, Hidden Message? Because you have really pretty Instagram stories, and she uses like photos for hers. I love her Instagram story cover photos. They're really, really pretty. Oh, I got a lot of you guys following me. Okay, so I will go through and look at all of your beautiful Instagram stories today. Otherwise, guys, make sure that when you post photos this week, if you want to use our 31 Reasons to Dominate Etsy hashtag, I am featuring your reason that you want to dominate Etsy. And it started on May 1st. So it's going to be Let's see, what is today? It's the 11th. So I've done 11. No, I've done 10 so far. But basically what I do is I take your reason that you want to dominate Etsy and I create a super duper cool graphic with it if I like your reason. And then I post that in both my story and on my Instagram profile with the hashtag 31 reasons to dominate Etsy. And the reason that we're doing 31 days is because on the last day, or I guess June 1st, we are going to finally be opening Handmade Alpha Academy, which is what I have been working on for the last year. A bunch of you guys said, Starla, please coach me personally. I will pay you. Please, like, be my personal coach. I will pay you by the hour. And I told you all no, because I don't want to do that to you. I don't want to do your SEO for you. I don't want to do your pictures for you. Not because I don't love you, but because it's a waste of money for you. Like, don't try to pay me to do things that you can easily learn how to do yourself. And for that reason, I decided to create basically everything that has made my Etsy shop successful, condensed into one amazing freaking academy of knowledge and knowledge. No Ty Lopez references in the stream. But I will go ahead and spill. Hopefully she doesn't care. We have one of our Handmade Alpha Academy beta testers in the chat right now. If she would like to speak up and speak forward, I'm not going to mention her name unless she wants me to. So if she wants to like wave in the chat and say something and maybe drop some hints about what she thinks of it so far. We actually have a couple of those in the chat. We have 2 of them, I believe, today. If they want to speak, I have not paid them. I have not paid them to speak on behalf of the Academy, but they might have some opinions that they might want to share. You can bug them about it if you want to in the chat, but that's all I'm going to say. Other than that, it will be opening on June 1st, and I will have more details for you guys sent to your inboxes as long as you're a member of the Handmade Alpha VIPs, which is linked below. Right when you join, you get my free ebook on how to gain a fanatical following of fans on Facebook. So, all right, guys. Oh, she spoke up. Thank you, Jacqueline, and thank you, Joy Love Paper. I won't say your name. I'll just leave it at your business name because I don't know if you want me to say your name. All right, guys. Do you have any? Thank you, by the way. Thank you, you two. My 2 amazing beta testers. Oh, and Dolly's here too. Dolly's. I forgot. Dolly is always here. Dolly is also a beta tester for me, and I chose them in particular because I thought for sure that since they're already running very successful Etsy shops, I thought for sure that, like, okay, they will look at this and tell me if there's anything wrong with it because they already have such successful Etsy shops. Like, Jacqueline's already making, like, you're already making $100,000 a year, aren't you, Jacqueline? Like, you're making a butt ton from your Etsy shop. And I'm like, well, if there's anything wrong with it, Jacqueline will tell me, Jacqueline will be the one to be honest. And even Jacqueline told me that she's learning from it. And I was like, wow, like that just blew my freaking mind. So anyway, let's see. Christine, it's Christine, you all. I'm learning so much. Oh, thank you. Let's see. Not sure I could repeat it, even though I did. I have the iPhone. We'll have to rewatch or look for your steps written out somewhere. Just rewatch the video. Just sit and rewatch it. And if you have any questions, feel free to pick up the topic back at the Handmade Alpha Facebook community, which is linked down below if you're not already a member. But if so, I'm sure that there are some Apple users who would be more than happy to help walk you through the process, because I know that I wasn't the biggest help today for our Apple users. All right, guys, any last minute questions? Oh, Janet, she said that she has an iPhone and that she would be happy to help. So you can find Janet in the Handmade Alpha Facebook community. She's super duper helpful. So you can get some help from her. Awesome. Thanks for the tutorial. You are very, very welcome. This has been like a really short stream, you guys. This has been shorter than I think any of our live streams. If you have any non-Instagram story related questions, feel free to ask them now. I'm going to give it about 10 minutes and then I'm probably going to hop off of here and cater to sick Mr. Moore. He's still not feeling very good. Most of you guys are like, Starla, don't stream today. You're too sick. And I've been sick for the last 4 days? Yeah, it started with allergies and it like the allergies turned into a cold. And now he thinks that he's getting strep and it's just been a mess. But I'm finally feeling okay today. thankfully, because I have some more Handmade Alpha Academy recording that I need to get done before enrollment begins. And I haven't been able to do that for, it's been almost a week. So let me know if you guys have any additional questions. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and hop off of here. Oh, snotty Magoo. And like I said, be sure to follow me on Instagram so I can check out your stories. Oh, my nose is so red, you guys. Has anybody else got really bad allergies? I'm looking at some of your profiles real quick to see if Let's Go Botanica already has very pretty story highlights, so maybe she wasn't somebody new. Let's see. I'm trying to see if any of you have created any cool stories yet. I've got a lot of you following me, but I'm not seeing any story highlights, so I might have to check back later, okay? Okay. Yay! Indoor, outdoor, and year-round. Yes, it's so bad. And everyone's like, go get local honey. And it's like, I can't. I mean, I've been so sick, I haven't even been able to leave the house. I have been so terribly sick. I had Etsy orders to pack, so I had to like disinfect myself before touching anything and like try to pack my Etsy orders because I don't want it to spread germs.
The actual product touching packing.
Yeah, he did it before he got sick. He did all of the like product touching and like wiped everything off really good with polishing rags. Before it touched me, he actually wrapped the product. But then right after that, he got sick. So we haven't been able to do anything.
We make out all the time.
I take a lot. He said because we make out all the time. Yeah, it's not like we're married or anything and have a kid. I take a lot of drugs. Are we? Are we married? What?
Is that what that thing we do is called?
Oh yeah, we're married. I didn't know. Already on your Facebook group. I'm never gonna leave you alone. Never, ever, 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 ever. I'm never gonna leave him alone. Every time he wakes up, I'm gonna be there. Every time he opens his eyes, I'm gonna be there.
She's the one that usually wants to be left alone.
I am. I'm the one who wants to be left alone all the time. I'm like the one who's like, oh, I'm working. Don't touch me. I'm busy. Well, I mean, it'll be easier once the Handmade Alpha Academy is launched and everyone is already in there, super duper happy, learning and building their Etsy shops to alpha domination. But in the meantime, I'm going to work a continued 16 hours a day like I have for the last few months. And then maybe someday soon, I'll be able to spend more time with my family. But until then, I'm going to spend a lot of time making this the most awesome freaking program in the whole wide world for you guys. So how do we add these highlighted cover photos? Like put stuff behind them. Now, if you want to add more stories into your highlights, all you have to do is create another story, by swiping right, taking a picture, adding it to your stories. And then you're going to click that little highlight button again. There's going to be a little highlight button on your new story. So you can go into your Instagram stories. For example, you can go, let me see, maybe it'll focus. Please focus. Please focus. Please. There we go. So I can go into my profile. Boop. And there's me and Renee. But there's going to be a little heart icon down here that says to add it, where I can choose to add my story into one of my, can you kind of see it? I know it's like not showing very well. There it goes. You can choose to add one of your stories into your highlights. And then you just pick whichever highlight you want to add it into. And then it stays for more than 24 hours if you want it to be permanently on your profile. And then you can just delete it if for any reason you want to get rid of it. You can go right into those highlights and delete it, okay? Facebook stories just as good. Now, Facebook stories are a little bit different because those only last for 24 hours. You can't make cover photos for them. You can't make them last 24 hours. Facebook stories are kind of like Facebook tried really hard to do what Snapchat and Instagram were doing, and they just didn't do a very good job of it because it doesn't have as many capabilities. Usually when I post a story on Instagram, I just save the photo and I also upload it to Facebook too. So I put the stories in the same places. You just can't create story highlights on Facebook like you can Instagram. Okay. Let's see. My allergies are bad enough. Local honey causes me to have an allergic reaction. I've heard that too. I've heard that. Yeah, and he's heard it too. We live by a lot of Amish communities, so I was thinking that we might go there and try to find some actual good honey that doesn't have a bunch of junk added to it.
Politically correct term is Western Baptist or German Baptist.
Are they German Baptists?
They are German Baptists.
They are German Baptists.
They are just very, very, very devout.
Yes, but they have the best like food stands. Oh man, you drive past and they have
pies.
Oh, they have the best pies. They have so much, and there's.
We didn't really like the cookies because they were like totally homemade.
Yeah, yeah, they did have homemade. They weren't sweet cookies. We bought chocolate chip cookies, and they were very like. I mean, I can see that because I know that in my international people, when they talk about like the snacks that we have here in the U.S. and even bread, they say that they try bread from the U.S. and it's too sweet for them. Like they say it tastes sugary.
All the bread we eat
is sugar-free. Yeah, so we actually look for sugar-free bread. We have to buy sugar-free bread. And for most people, you taste bread and it doesn't taste sweet. It doesn't taste sugary, but there's still sugar in it. So we actually buy sugar-free bread just to avoid all of that added sugar because there's so much sugar in bread. It's so silly. But yeah.
It doesn't even need it. It does nothing for it.
No, it absolutely doesn't need it.
It doesn't help it rise. It doesn't help it cook. There's literally no reason other than to make it sweet.
Let's see. Elena, have you and Mark ever done the languages quiz? I'd be curious to see your scores. So I know a wee bit of German, but not enough that I could speak it, just enough that I could somewhat understand it.
The languages quiz is like you identifying languages just by sound and by what they look like.
Oh.
It just depends on where you take the quiz.
He took Japanese and I took a year of German.
Keep in mind, I was military intelligence, so I dealt with people all over the world.
Yeah, he was military intelligence and dealt with people everywhere. So he's usually, I have a lot of trouble. There's only a few languages that I can like really surely identify, but if I show him any language like on paper, he can usually identify what language it is. He usually just can't tell me what it came from. Right. He can at the minimum tell us where it came from. He just can't always read it. Let's see. My grams was Amish and taught me to make a lot of Amish dishes. I always make them when we need a little emotional uplift. Yeah, they have the best food. Quiz. That's why I prefer Japanese candies, not as sweet. Yeah,
somebody said it's a personality comparability quiz.
Oh, personality comparability, like love languages. Oh, like
we are like totally different people.
Yeah, he and I have a lot of the same. That's why we got together, because we both actually, I think that when I first met him, I was wearing a Slipknot shirt. So that was just like automatic points for me because he's like, yeah, it's a chick who listens to Slipknot. How cool. And then we shut up. And then we went to a metal show together with some friends. And I just thought he was the biggest jerk. I hated him. I could not stand him. I thought he was.
Is that the word for it?
Yes, I thought you were a jerk. I thought you were mean. I did not like you.
Except when I was the only one that bought you food because you didn't have any money.
But yeah, that was after the show. But after
before the show.
Oh, was it before?
It sure was.
Okay, then I thought you were a jerk.
I don't even remember how we got together. Listen to this crap.
8 years ago, before the show. I'm sorry. I went to a metal show with 3 guys. Because, it's really hard to find chicks to go to metal shows with. I went to a metal show with 3 guys, and I was not even dating him, and he was the only one. We all went to McDonald's beforehand. He was the only one who looked at me and said, do you want anything to eat? Because
I had like $5.
Yeah, he bought my ticket to the show so I could go with them. And I didn't have any money at the time because I was only like 17. And he was the only one out of all those dudes who offered to buy me food while everyone was just stuffing their faces. And I'm just sitting there. And he came back with like, a box of chicken nuggets or something, or a McDouble. I can't remember. But my husband and I are like opposites. It's so funny. We fit together. We're just a little bit weird. Jacqueline's
more personable. I don't really care for people.
Yeah, he's not a people person. I kind of am, but only like, I'm a people person on the screen. Like I can talk to you guys like this, but if you were all in my house right now, I'd probably be really uncomfortable. I'd just be like looking around at you like, hi, how are you? Jacqueline said that she'd go to a metal show with me. Jacqueline definitely would go to a metal show.
Welcome to. My band's going to start playing in about 2.5 months.
Yeah, his band's about to start playing. They live in Arizona, and we're about to go to Arizona to see some of our friends.
Well, not about to. It'll probably be a few months.
Yeah, it's going to be a few months, but we are going to be taking a trip to Arizona to see some friends who moved out there. But yeah, Jacqueline, you should listen to Camelot. That's a band that I think that you would get into if you don't already know who they are. They're really good.
Camelot with a K.
Yeah, Camelot with a K. Haha, she has alpha brain right now, Mark. Well, let me link it, but 5 love languages quiz. We'll have to check it out. 5 love languages quiz. That's romantically sweet. Here, here. Oh God, don't. It's already too hot. Sounds like something out of a woman. Hey, I saw it in the latest article of Cosmo.
You take the relationship quiz?
Cosmo. Sweetie, Cosmo says that we are not compatible and that we should spend more time talking.
Cosmo is written by you.
Cosmo, I'm not a big fan of Cosmo. Cosmo has ridiculously unrealistic beauty standards. But we're not going to get into that today. I'm not going to be that person. You can see like the neck, like vein twitching. All right, guys, it is 1 o'clock. I don't think that anyone is asking any more questions. And for the sake of YouTube, I wanted to make this stream at least 1 hour because it's good for my analytics. So thank you guys so much. Do you guys like my water bottle? Isn't it cute? I found it at Kroger. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions about creating your own story highlights, or if you use stop vaping during the stream, we can hear you. You weird hipster. Could you hear him? Let us know. Anyway, let me know in the Handmade Alpha Facebook community if you need any help with your story covers. I'm sure that there are alphas who will help you out. And if you're using iOS, if you are using any Apple products and this did not work for you, post in the group. We have Apple using alphas like Janet, who are more than happy to help walk you through the process on your device. You guys crack me up. Thank you. See you guys later. We'll see you next Friday. Hopefully Mr. Moore is feeling better. Bye.